Albemarle County is the third largest county in Virginia. It is 742 square miles. How many square kilometers is this? All right, so if I'm looking at this, I'll start with what I know. That's 742 square miles. So 742 miles squared. Okay, so when I look at this, I got to go to kilometers. So I got to go from miles to feet to inches. And then when I get down there, I've got to convert it over into the other unit system, the SI unit system, or metric system actually, here. And so I go to 2.54 centimeters, and then from centimeters, I'll go to meters and back up to kilometers. So, all right, miles to feet. I don't see it over here listed, but I can tell you that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. All right, so mile to feet. Mile on top, so I'll put mile on the bottom. 5,280 feet. And miles squared. In my conversion factor, it's not squared, so I got to make the units match. So I got to square miles, and I got to square everything in that fraction. Okay, so next one, feet to inches. So a foot, that's going to be 12 inches. And again, my units don't match. So it's feet squared at the top, feet on the bottom. So to make them match, I've got to square everything in the fraction. So I got to square feet, square inches, and square 12. Everything means everything. Okay, now I have inches. I can go to inches to centimeters. So I'll have inches in the bottom. So they'll cancel out eventually. And 2.54 centimeters in the top. So again, units don't match. I got inches squared and inches. So I need to square everything in the fraction on the right. So the inches squared, the centimeters squared, and the 2.54 to make it all match. Okay, let's keep going. We're going for kilometers. So I got to go to meters. So I know that I need 100 centimeters in a meter. Units don't match, so I've got to square everything. Centimeters squared, 100 squared, meters squared. And I'm almost there. Now I got to go from meters to kilometers. I'm going to squeeze it in here. I know that there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Units don't match, so I have to square everything in the fraction on the right to make it match. Square meter, square 1,000, square kilometer. There we go. Now let's look at the math. Well, let's check the units first, actually. So miles squared, feet squared, inches squared, centimeters squared, and meters squared. Good. That leaves me with kilometers. That's what I want. Okay, now let's look at the math that you would do in your calculator. So everything in the numerator in parentheses divided by everything in the denominator in parentheses. So in the numerator, that's going to be 742. It's not squared because someone already did the math and they squared the units for me. But the 742, nothing happens to that. That's the answer when they squared found out all the squared miles in Albemarle County. Okay, so that's going to be times 5,280 squared times 12 squared times 2.54 squared. Okay, that's everything that's in the numerator because then it's times 1 times 1. So that's 1 times 1. Now, in the denominator, divided by, okay, so that's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 100. And with all my scribbles, it's hard to see it, but that's squared times 1,000 squared. So that's the 1,000 squared. All right. And when I do all the math, I get 1921.8 kilometers squared, which with 3 sig figs would be 1920 kilometers squared.